Hello everyone, welcome to Audible Wisdom. Protect your eyes with your ears. I hope you enjoy listening to books.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today I have something really special to share with you. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by all the negativity in the world? Well, you're not alone. But guess what? There's still a lot of good out there. And today we're talking about a book that proves exactly that. Upworthy, Good People. This book is packed with real-life stories that will restore your faith in humanity. So, stick around as we dive into some heartwarming tales of kindness and generosity. So, let's talk a little bit about the book itself. Upworthy. Good People is written by Gabriel Rilek and Lucia Nell, and it's a collection of 101 inspiring real-life stories. These stories come from the Upworthy community, which is a social media platform known for spreading positive and uplifting content. Every story in this book highlights acts of kindness, courage, and generosity, showing that even in the toughest times, people are capable of extraordinary goodness. The stories cover all kinds of situations, from someone helping a stranger in need, to entire communities coming together for a cause. What makes this book special is that it gives us a glimpse into the everyday heroes around us, proving that small actions can have a big impact. If you're feeling overwhelmed by negativity in the world, this book will definitely help restore your faith in humanity. 1. Helping a waitress achieve her dream. Let's start with one of the most inspiring stories in the book. The story of Sky, a hard-working waitress with big dreams. Sky always wanted to become a lawyer, but the cost of taking the LSAT preparation courses was far beyond what she could afford. Despite her financial struggles, she never gave up hope. One day, a regular customer noticed how dedicated and passionate Sky was about her dream. During a conversation, Sky shared her challenges, not expecting anything to come from it. But to her surprise, a few days later, that same customer came back and handed her a check to cover the entire cost of her LSAT prep course. This single act of generosity set Sky on a path to achieving her dream. She not only passed the exam but was accepted into law school. This story is a perfect example of how one small act of kindness can completely change someone's life. 2. Rescue by a stranger. Another heartwarming story in Upworthy. Good People is about a man named Jack, who found himself in a life-threatening situation. Jack was hiking in a remote area when he slipped and severely injured his leg. Alone and miles away from help, he feared the worst. But just when things seemed hopeless, a stranger appeared out of nowhere. This stranger, an experienced outdoorsman, happened to be hiking the same trail that day and immediately came to Jack's aid. Not only did this man perform first aid, but he also stayed with Jack, helping him down the dangerous trail for hours until they reached a safe location. Jack later learned that this stranger had been on a different trail earlier, but had changed his plans at the last minute. It's incredible to think how fate and the kindness of a complete stranger saved Jack's life that day. 3. The power of a community's love. The final story I want to highlight is about a small community coming together for one of its members. Sarah, a single mother, had been going through a tough time, balancing work and raising her kids while struggling with medical bills. Her neighbors knew about her challenges but had no idea how deeply she was affected until one day they noticed she had fallen behind on rent and was at risk of losing her home. Instead of watching her suffer in silence, the community rallied together. They organized a fundraiser, held events, and even set up a GoFundMe page. Within just a few weeks, they raised enough money to not only cover her rent but also help with her medical expenses. The power of collective kindness saved Sarah's home and gave her a renewed sense of hope. This story shows us how compassion, when shared by many, can truly make a difference. So what makes Upworthy, Good People truly stand out? First, the design of the book is beautiful. It's filled with vibrant illustrations that perfectly complement each story, making it not just a reading experience, but a visual one as well. These illustrations capture the warmth and positivity of the stories, adding an emotional layer to the book. But beyond its aesthetic appeal, what really makes this book special is its focus on everyday acts of kindness. The stories don't just highlight extraordinary heroes. They show us how ordinary people, just like you and me, can make a huge difference. Whether it's helping a neighbor or supporting a stranger, These stories remind us that small gestures of kindness can have a ripple effect, transforming lives in ways we can't even imagine. This combination of heartwarming stories and beautiful visuals makes Upworthy, Good People, more than just a book. It's a celebration of humanity at its best. In today's world, it can feel like we're constantly surrounded by negativity. The news is filled with conflict, division, and hardship, which can leave many of us feeling hopeless or disconnected. That's why Upworthy, Good People is so relevant right now. This book serves as a powerful reminder that even in challenging times, there are still people out there making a positive impact. Whether it's helping a stranger, standing up for what's right, or simply showing kindness in everyday situations, the stories in this book bring light to the fact that goodness is all around us. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the problems we face, but this book encourages us to focus on the positive and reminds us that change starts with individuals. By sharing these uplifting stories, Upworthy, Good People invites us to reconnect with our sense of hope and humanity. So, if you're looking for a dose of positivity and inspiration, Upworthy, Good People is definitely a must-read. These stories will warm your heart and remind you that no act of kindness is too small. It's the perfect book to read when you need a little boost of faith in humanity. If you liked what you heard today, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment about what kind of inspiring stories you'd like to hear next. Let's spread some positivity together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.